Welcome to our Wednesday webinars. Our Wednesday webinar, this is our very first one that we're doing, and I'm really excited about this. It's a topic that is near and dear to my heart. A little bit about me. I'm Julie Gramentz. I've been in doTERRA now for about 6 years, and I have two amazing girls that have pushed me to my limits. They are the sunshine, the light of my life. As I was going through putting together this presentation, this adorable picture came up on my memories of Facebook. This was 8 years ago. So there's smiling faces. You know, what's really great is this was 8 years ago yesterday, which is really fun. The sequoia is on the left there and angels on the right. And they are just the light of my life. Now, fast forward 8 years. This is them today. And it shows their goofy personalities. This is the absolute best picture that I could get of them. They're both smiling, mostly. And this is about all that they wanted to share with me as far as a photo for them today. So anyhow, like I said, they're amazing, they're beautiful, smart, courageous, and they help me realize that I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. And yet they still place 100% of their faith in me. What an amazing journey. Today we're going to talk about how we can help our young adults navigate this world and become empowered to find natural, healthy solutions to make positive decisions for themselves. We'll be covering nutrition, sleep, hormones, affirmations in the limbic brain, social media, tragic issues with today's teens, and hopefully leave you with some great tools. The first topic in nutrition is you are what you eat. You know, I used to think that this phrase was super silly. I envisioned this image. But what I didn't realize then when I was younger, and what I'm sure many adults don't realize today, is that every food choice that we make feeds into the cells of tomorrow. Because we literally are what we eat, we can transform our bodies and our minds choosing an inspired diet. They say that every 30 days, your skin transforms itself. Your skin rolls over. Every 5 years, your liver cells replace themselves. And every 10 years, your bones are brand new cells. So how crazy is that to think that we can continue pumping crap into our bodies and that our cells are going to replace and replenish themselves in a healthy manner? For teens, we absolutely need to make sure that we're getting enough omega-3s. Now, the 80% of the brain and 70% of the myelin sheath are fatty acids. For teens, getting enough omega-3s are especially important as their brains are not fully developed yet. The University of Pittsburgh has demonstrated that serious teenage mood disturbances and addictions are linked to the deficiency of omega-3 fatty acids, not only in children, but starting in the parents lacking themselves. This deficiency, they say, is overly concerning because adolescence is a very vulnerable time for developing psychiatric disorders, including schizophrenia and addiction. The researchers noted that parents of many of today's teens were born in the 60s and 70s, a time period where omega-3 deficient oils like corn and soy became prevalent, and farm animals moved from eating omega-3 rich grass to omega-3 lacking grain. They've discovered that these second-generation deficiencies of omega-3s caused elevated states of anxiety and hyperactivity, as well as affecting teens' memory and cognition. DHA and EPA are two of the most effective essential fatty acids for nourishing brain and heart health. And since we want to be sure to give our children, as well as ourselves, the best foundation for brain health, we're going to talk a little bit about our Z omega. It looks like XE omega, but our Z omega is a daily dose comprised of 900 milligrams of marine lipids, 300 EPA, 300 DHA, and a blend of other omega-3s and plant-sourced fatty acids, including pure astaxanthin, a powerful antioxidant derived from microalgae that helps protect our cells from the inside out. Now this astaxanthin, I absolutely love. What they do with this is they take this out of the ocean and they put it in these long glass tubes on the beach, and it actually turns from green to red as it soaks up the energy from the sun. It provides a wonderful antioxidant protection. It can pass the blood-brain barrier in giving that brain the nourishment that it needs. It helps the muscle and strength and endurance, supports immune function, and helps deal with your brain fog. Now, I know me as an adult certainly have enough brain fog that needs to be dealt with, and I'm positive that my teenage girls are dealing with that as well. So the astaxanthin, I am incredibly appreciative that that's in our Z omega. Now, this is perfectly paired with our Microplex VMZ. Educating our teens about the importance of a balanced diet is hugely important, but it's often hard to truly get our 12 servings of fruits and veggies that we need daily. Even still, when we do, our soil is often depleted of the nutrients that our body needs. Microplex VMZ is perfectly formulated to work with the XE omega. It's a whole food nutrient complex that can pick up where our daily diets leave off in terms of necessary vitamins and minerals. Amazing, you can get them together at a super great discount as the daily nutrient pack. Now, the next component to our brain health is digestion. Researchers are continually discovering the connection between your brain and your gut. If you're not fully digesting your food, you're not receiving the full nutritional benefit. And if the balance between good and bad bacteria is off in your intestinal tract, it can affect your mood, sleep, digestion, brain fog, and many, many more issues. Terrazyme and PB Assist have become a staple in our household. Terrazyme, with each meal, helps the body to digest the food that we've eaten so our body can actually fully utilize it. And PB Assist, taken with breakfast and dinner, helps provide large amounts of good bacteria in the gut. Our probiotics are specifically designed in a time-released capsule to allow the active cultures to reach the intestines rather than dying off in the stomach acid. Couple that with the prebiotic that they're wrapped in, and you have a very bioavailable probiotic that aids in digestion and can help in boosting immunities and much more. You can get both of these this month at 10% off, which is an awesome special. Or, like I said, when you purchase that daily nutrient pack or the Lifelong Vitality, they provide an option to get your PB Assist, your Terrazyme, and a number of other amazing supplements at a significant discount as well. Now, around our house, this PB Assist has become our number one go-to. I actually order it in boxes of 5 at a time on my LRP order because it goes so quickly. I keep a jar of these little satchels on my kitchen counter, and everybody that walks through the kitchen just grabs a little satchel. Now, what's amazing about these is that they're super delicious. They taste just like pixie sticks. So it's a really fun way to eat them. But these probiotics also have that time-release capsule where it allows the important bacteria, the good bacteria, to get all the way down into your gut. So it's like a treat, but it's good for you. Now, one of the biggest issues in our teens is sleep deprivation. I'm sure this image looks all too familiar for many, many people. I know I've busted my kids a time or two in hiding under the covers with their cell phones. Most teens need at least 9 hours of sleep, but sadly, many of them are only getting 6 to 7. Following our normal circadian rhythms, we're set to go to sleep 2 hours after the sun goes down and wake after the sun rises. But with modern technology, we're no longer tethered to the time of daylight. Many are staying up well past sunset and giving the body a false sense of daylight with the use of cell phones, TVs, and computers that disrupt our body's receptors for natural sunshine. Too many teens are connected well into the night, leading to problems falling asleep. Some really good options to promote healthy, natural sleep is diffuse. Diffuse before bed. Throw it in your diffuser 15 to 20 minutes before bedtime. Sit in your bed with a journal, with a drawing pad, with an option that is not electronic. And I know pulling your teens away from their electronics can be very difficult, but education is key, right? And allowing them to know that sleep is actually something that their bodies truly need. Well, like I said, education is key. Talking, communicating, working with your teenagers. So in our house, lavender, Roman chamomile, marjoram are my kids' favorites. Mine is marjoram and vetiver. Balance and cedarwood are also really, really great for helping that quiet that chattering mind. Sometimes it's hard to turn that mind off. So those are some of the favorites at our house. Now, when you're talking about teenagers, this is one of the things that I think comes up most often. I've got those can't stop crying, dishes flying, PMS blues. Hormones are crazy. We all equate the crazy mood swings in teenagers with their rapidly changing and raging hormones. This is a huge time of growth, and often their bodies grow way faster than their brains. So even though they may look full grown, the teenage brain is still quite young and unable to fully figure out and problem solve. So that's something that we struggle with, I'm sure, in expecting our teenagers to decipher a good decision from a bad one. But to naturally help and support the body's own natural hormone balance, it's important once again to look at nutrition. Are they getting enough essential fatty acids? Are they getting enough vitamins and nutrients? Then to help supplement that, we can use clary sage, clary calm, whisper, and our supplement phytoestrogen. Now, these are some great hormone balancing oils here. Clary Calm helps to balance the sex hormones. Slim and Sassy helps to balance blood sugar and adrenals. Now, one of the things that I'm going to refer to quite a bit in today's talk is a book called Emotions and Essential Oils. And I'll flash a picture of that a little bit later on in the presentation. But in the book, Emotions and Essential Oils, it talks about Slim and Sassy as the oil of inner beauty. That's not one that I would, just based on the name, necessarily want to recommend to my teenage girls, because there's enough issues with feeling the need to be socially thin. But when you look at the emotional components of this oil and what it does, number one, it does help to balance out your blood sugar levels, which is hugely important when you're talking about mood stabilization and attitude. But number two, emotionally, it helps us to reconnect and discover the beauty that is within. When you're using an oil like Slim and Sassy with the intention of shedding those extra pounds, one of the really cool things is the way that it makes you feel inside. When you feel comfortable in your own skin, you are far more confident to get out there, to move, to make healthy decisions with the food that you put into your mouth. So it definitely, I think, works in both realms. Now, in our house, we use a lot of past tense or the clary calm. Both work great over the abdomen when dealing with some of those cramps. My girls inhale a lot of console and a lot of peace when we've got some emotional drama going on that, sadly doesn't have to come from anywhere external. It can all be this emotional turmoil within. So console and peace, either inhaled off your palm of your hand. My daughter likes to put it on her wrists or on the sleeve of her sweatshirt so she can just smell it as her day goes on. And balance and serenity are some really great oils that help when we're needing to feel extra grounded in our world. And I don't mean like grounded, go to your room, which my girls have experienced plenty of that. But fortunately, in our communication, grounding to them means a lot more in feeling connected to your body, feeling connected to the earth, and not so crazy in your head, crazy out in outer space. Now, the messages that we tell ourselves make a huge difference on how we feel about ourselves and our self-worth. For a teen that's amplified, we always think that everyone is always thinking about us. And that can be easily overcome with worry and self-doubt. A couple of my favorite oils that we use with my teenage girls to help them feel self-assured and comfortable in their own skin. So bergamot, coriander, and cassia. Bergamot is the oil of feeling comfortable in one's own skin. It really helps someone to dispel the issues that they feel like other people are thinking about them all the time. And it helps them to reconnect with themselves. Coriander is one of my favorite oils, and it is the oil of loyalty. And loyalty can be confusing sometimes when you're wanting to think about teenage girls, but coriander is actually the loyalty to oneself. And I don't know about you, but when I was a teenage girl, there was so much confusion going on in who I wanted to be loyal to. And sadly, loyalty to myself was very difficult to really figure out. So feeling comfortable in your own skin, loyalty to oneself, and then cassia is the oil of self-assurance. Now, cassia can be a little spicy when applied topically, so I recommend this blend be put in a roller bottle with fractionated coconut oil, probably about 25% essential oil, 75% fractionated coconut oil, and that 4-2-in-1 combination is pretty good on that. For some other great blends, coupled with affirmations, this book, I Am Fabulous, is an amazing book. It has some really, really great blends inside, and it couples it with positive affirmations. Now, again, what we say to ourselves, the messages that we say inside our own brain, come out and they can shift your perception of yourself. So, again, as teenagers, we always think that everybody is always thinking about us. The true reality is they're all too busy thinking way too much about themselves. So using an affirmation can help you shift the message that you tell yourself so that you can feel more confident, more comfortable in your own body. Now, sadly, with the stress of today, we're seeing more and more kids fall victim to self-harm, drugs, and alcohol. Open communication within our teenagers can be so powerful. If you need a bit of assistance, add a drop of lavender to your throat and cedarwood to your wrists to assist with the connection. Lavender is the oil of communication, and cedarwood is the oil of connection. I feel so blessed that I've had these oils in my kids' lives as we're entering this difficult time of teen. My daughter came to me not too long ago wanting to offer her friend something for cutting. She's in 9th grade, my daughter is, and this cutting epidemic, I know, has been going on for a while, but it's something that's hitting a little too close to home with my kids' friends, finding this to be the answer to experiencing pain, experiencing something to experience life. So she really, I love my girl so much, and I'm so excited. She really wanted to give her friend something that she could put on her wrist instead of a knife. And so we sat down and we looked over the oils and we smelled them. And we created this blend for her friend. Bergamot, sandalwood, and helichrysum. Now, once again, bergamot is the oil of feeling comfortable in your own skin. And I felt that that was so hugely important in wanting to provide that peace within. Helichrysum is a beautiful oil for healing the soul, for healing from pain. And sandalwood is the oil of divine communication. So when you can use sandalwood, it can really help you to dispel the negative issues that our minds are telling ourselves, and allow us to really go and look deep within. There's the betrayal of social media. Now, thousands of us have friends, but no real connections. Every like creates a false sense of dopamine in the brain, which leads to more and more need for that. Losing real connection with people. We experience cyberbullying. Just leave it, Glenda. It's fine. We experience cyberbullying. When there's no face, there's no consequence, which really stinks. And so sometimes that betrayal of social media can really lead to these feelings of self-worth, lack of self-worth, that can lead to things like cutting or drugs and alcohol. Now, when we are looking at the experiencing of drugs and alcohol, it's something that I think our teens really struggle with in this culture for a number of reasons. One, I think that there's not enough real talk about drugs and alcohol and what it is and what it does, and how it really does shift your neural pathways in your brain. And what that really means for us, for kids, for connections with each other. When we're looking at addictions, again, they had that connection between your essential fatty acids and your brain, and how when we are lacking those fatty nutrients to the brain, oftentimes when we're lacking the nutrition that our body truly needs, it looks for comfort elsewhere. So making sure that your children and yourself, once again, are fully nourished, that lifelong vitality or your daily nutrient is going to be a huge component to that self-nourishment. Now, lemon oil is a great one as well, because lemon is the oil of focus. It is a wonderful cleansing oil. It's super, super uplifting. So if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling frustrated, taking a drop of lemon oil on the palm of your hand and inhaling it can be a really great pick-me-up. Lemon in your water can be really cleansing to the liver. And you can also apply it topically over the liver or on the bottoms of your feet. Now, just be aware that with our summertime that we have going on right now, the lemon can create some photosensitivity on our skin. So make sure that you are taking caution not to apply it to areas of the skin that's going to be exposed to the sun. Black pepper and juniper berry are both very, very good for your kidneys. Black pepper is often also an oil that people use to quit smoking. You can again put that in the palms of your hands and inhale, or you can put in a little personal inhaler and use when you feel the need to grab for that cigarette. Juniper berry is the oil of the night. Now, black pepper is the oil of unmasking, and juniper berry is the oil of the night. So when you're looking again at some of the underlying causes for our teens to look elsewhere, look into self-harm or drugs or alcohol, we really need to look at what's going on deep down. What are they lacking? What are they seeking? What are they looking for? Oftentimes we're looking once again for that connection within ourselves. So using these oils can be really, really powerful in helping to shift the messages that one tells themselves. Now, coriander is the oil of, coriander is great for balancing out blood sugar levels. So oftentimes kids that get into alcohol use, alcohol abuse, there tends to be a huge spike and serious drop in our blood sugar levels. So coriander can be really, really helpful in assisting that to shift, to change, to balance out. Moving on, Miss Glenda. Thank you. Sunshine and exercise are my antidepressants. I love this quote. Get outside. It makes such a huge difference. It creates a better mood. It creates better sleep. We have more oxygen going into our brain. The sunshine provides a natural ability for the body to absorb this vitamin D that we need so desperately. So much can be shifted and changed if we just get more sunshine and exercise. I think so many kids are struggling because when they're stuck in school and they're taking away so much of our physical education. They're taking away so much of our recess. And I don't think teens get recess at all anymore. So making sure that they spend time walking that 2 miles to school or that 1.5 miles to the bus stop, I no longer feel sorry for my kids about, because I think that that's so important for them to get. Now, I wanted to make sure that you got some tools to use with your own teens. Once again, supplementation, I can't speak highly enough of this. It has taken my girls, again, a lot of communication, a lot of education as to why they need to take their supplements. But once again, knowledge is power. And I really, truly think that the more we can educate our kids on why we are suggesting them to make the decisions that they make, the stronger adults they're going to become. I always hated the I told you so's that my parents would spew out, and or that because I said so, I guess is what I was really trying to get to. And I really, really try not to use that with my girls, because once again, I think because I said so leads to rebellion, and it doesn't allow us to truly understand and comprehend why we're making the decisions that we're making. So educating your kids, talk to them. Even if they don't want to listen, talk to them anyway. I find myself giving little tidbits every now and again, and my daughters continue to roll their eyes, but I know that it's soaking in, and I know it because they're sharing this information with their friends, which is really exciting. So I've given you some really great oils to use. In the next couple slides, I'll also share with you some of my girls' own personal oil uses and how they use them. Go back.
Ah. I was doing so good for a while.
You're great. So, yoga with teens, I think is so hugely important. And, you know, with my kids, they had to find their own yoga class. There's a ton of teen yoga classes around. I was able to practice with them and teach them as kids, but they have really no desire to do yoga with their mom anymore. And I don't blame them. I'm pretty sure I was in that same boat when I was that age. But when they can find a teen class and connect with the other teens, I think it's so hugely important. There is a group in the Minneapolis and St. Paul area. It's called Mad Hatter Yoga. And Mad Hatter Yoga provides a couple of different things. She provides classes, yoga classes for preteens and teenage kids. She provides a class called Power of Me, which really helps to talk with the children about the why, about what their brain is doing, about what their body is doing at this age. And it gives them a comfortable place to talk about all of these changes that are occurring with somebody other than their mom or dad, and gives them a sense of community with other kids that are struggling as well, which I think is so huge. And once again, there's one in St. Paul and there's one in Minneapolis. So check it out, Mad Hatter Yoga. It's pretty awesome. Now, breathing techniques are really great. They're really important. And teaching your kids that taking a big solid breath, a nice deep breath, can be hugely helpful, especially with the oils on their hands. Journaling and scribbling. I always thought that scribbling with your left hand was kind of silly, but it can be super powerful. Scribbling with your non-dominant hand can be really powerful. And then creating your own personal blend. Take a peek through that emotional essential oil book and really feel what your body is craving and what it's asking for. So a couple of my kids' own blends. This next slide here is going to show the anxious mess. Now, we took this one from the Rollerball Mentality Make and Take Workshop. And this is a blend of bergamot, Roman chamomile, and frankincense, in a base of fractionated coconut oil. This is the one that my oldest cannot live without. She absolutely loves her anxious mess. Not quite sure if it's the name, how it makes her feel, but she really does do well with this one. Now, the next slide here is going to show what Angel's daily oils are. Now, Angel uses peace. She puts it in her diffuser at night. She puts it on her wrists, on her sleeve of her shirt to help her when she's struggling with these anxious feelings throughout the day. Ginger is what she uses on her stomach when she gets those butterflies. She says that her anxiety presents itself not so much as butterflies, not so much as an upset stomach, but kind of a combination of the two. And ginger is the oil that really helps to quiet that down for her. She uses On Guard. She says, when she doesn't want to talk to people. And I find that so telling of the emotional component of On Guard, because we all know it to be an immune boosting oil. We all know it to be something that we can use to clean our surfaces with, to keep them free from germs. We use them topically to help boost our immune system, but you can use them topically for your emotional protection as well. And so she does. She uses it to create her own personal bubble, which I think is great. She's discovered past tense. Past tense, she actually has discovered, is her favorite oil for deodorant. Me personally, I like Clary Calm. I love the way it makes me feel. I love the convenient roller bottle that it's in, and I love how it is all natural and it sticks with me and my body. And so I feel like I can go out and be with the world without feeling the constant need to reapply. Now, Angel, hers is past tense. She finds that that particular oil blend for her sticks with her. It's not too awful invigorating, which is something I was concerned about with past tense, but she really seems to appreciate it, and it helps her feel good, helps her smell good. And what teenager doesn't want to smell good? Well, there might be some teenage boys that don't really care, but I think that teenage girls sometimes have a little bit more thought process put into that one. Now, peppermint is her go-to when she can't breathe, and that anxiety blend that I just showed. And one of her favorites is the Slim and Sassy gum. I think with her, she does struggle with a little bit of blood sugar imbalance. And so I think the Slim and Sassy gum is really, really good for her to balance out that blood sugar. The peppermint and the ginger that's in that Slim and Sassy formula are also really good at calming her stomach when she's feeling anxious. Now, my younger girl just turned 13 just a couple days ago, and she's super sassy herself. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to hit the advice from Angel. I asked her, in her wisdom, if she would give some advice to us, and she says there's an oil for everything. They help with different things for different people. If you don't like one oil, look for something else. I don't like Digest-Zen. Instead, I use ginger. Look it up. There's a ton of info out there on the internet to point you in the right direction. Our little internet children, right? But she's finding some answers. All right, now Sequoia, like I said, Sequoia just turned 13 just a couple of days ago, and it was pretty funny to see the shift from 12 to 13 happen overnight. Just in some of the sassy things that are coming out of her mouth. But Sequoia's daily go-to. She uses cheer. I'm going to tell a little story about Sequoia here for a second. She had come to me with this feeling of disconnect. She was really feeling outside of herself and not connected, for lack of a better word. And she was telling me that when she's at school, she didn't feel like she had any emotion at all. And when she came home, she was completely overboard on other people's emotions. So I think she's got some empathy that we are needing to recognize and address. And not knowing what to do as a mom, I think oftentimes we're stuck with this, I don't know what to do. I reach for my oils. And again, I absolutely love that I have these tools to go to because they provide me something. They provide me an option, an opportunity. So I grabbed my iTovi scanner, which I love my iTovi scanner. If you guys need a scan, give me or Glenda a call. I grabbed my scanner, and the oils that came up were Cheer, Breathe, Bergamot, Zendocrine, and HD Clear. And in looking at the emotional components of each of these oils, I chose to apply them in this manner. So she takes Cheer and she puts it behind her ears and on her wrists to help boost her mood. She oftentimes also uses Peace in a diffuser or behind her ears layered with the Cheer. Marjoram she'll put on her in a diffuser at night to help her sleep. HD Clear was one that came up on her iTovi scanner, and that one we actually just roll right on her forehead to dispel thoughts that are jumbled. So HD Clear emotionally helps to really allow for clear thinking, which I love. And then the last three, well, juniper berry, I'm going to hop around a little bit. Juniper berry, we put on her pillow. We put a drop on each side of her pillow. And juniper berry is the oil of the night. And so it helps when people are struggling with nightmares. So juniper berry is one that helps her calm down while she sleeps. Now the other three, breathe, bergamot, and zendequin, I thought were super fascinating. And I ended up putting them all in a roller bottle, the breathe, the bergamot, and the zendequin. And so she rolls that over her heart and in her elbow creases. So those are some of the oils that my girls find to be really helpful for them. And again, you know, I really think that education is huge. Talking to your kids is huge. Why we do what we do. So some of those books, the emotional aromatherapy book, the my brain is blanking. I apologize. The emotional aromatherapy book and the thank you, Glenda. I Am Fabulous book are really, really great guides, really great go-tos when you're wanting to talk with your teenage person, kid, about the use of essential oils. So thank you guys so very much for connecting with us today on our webinar. I feel so blessed to have you as part of my life. And I feel so blessed to have these oils as part of my world in walking through this amazing gift that I've been given in parenting another human being. It's pretty amazing, pretty powerful. So thank you so much. Glenda's going to close up today with sharing about some of our upcoming events and what we've got coming up. Thank you, Glenda.
Thank you so much, Julie. That was just, I was scribbling all kinds of notes, and I wish that I had these oils when I was a teenager. Because as you were talking, I was flashing back to moments when I was younger and the torment I put my poor mother through. Our upcoming events, next Wednesday, 9 a.m., same time, we're going to talk about oils and their use in the summer. And then Julie will also be doing the Teens and Oil talk that she did today live at Potential Peak Chiropractic in Minnetonka on June 26th. Then also doTERRA.com, if you go to the living section, they have an Empowered Life series, and this month their focus is on men's health. And then I just wanted to give a plug for convention. It's right around the corner. It'll be September, it's the first week of September. It's sold out, but if you are interested in attending, please let Julie or I know, and we will definitely keep our ears open. There's usually people that can't go at the last minute, so we'll keep an ear out for a ticket for you. We'd love to have you join us. It's an amazing event. And then also there are wellness summits going on. Again, you can find those on doTERRA.com. And check the lineup of locations. If you have friends or family or customers or know anyone that live in the areas where there might be a wellness summit, those would be amazing for them to go to get some product knowledge. And then if they are interested in doing doTERRA as a business, there is also a section of that wellness summit that covers the business. So thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you learned something, and we look forward to bringing you more Wednesday webinars. Have a great day.